All right, so Kendrick just released his highly anticipated album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and I'm here to do a little quick, short review. I'm not gonna say too much, but I do have a couple of things that I gotta say. Obviously, I am not a big Kendrick fan at all. I don't even have any of his albums, which is kind of crazy. Which I should start buying his albums on CD and vinyl. Yeah, I don't know any single Kendrick project. Do respect him as an artist. I don't know. I just haven't really pushed myself to really buy a project of his. So yeah, so that just goes to show you I'm not like a fan of Kendrick. I do like him, and I do like his projects, his albums. So I wasn't too really hyped up for this release. I wasn't too excited for this. Um, Obviously, it came out. I listened to it because hey, it's Kendrick. You know, Kendrick makes the music he makes. You know, he is the voice of the people, the voice of his community. You know, and so I kind of went in going expecting the same thing from Kendrick, and yeah, I mean, was I disappointed? No, I wasn't disappointed just because I knew kind of what Kendrick was going to make, and he kind of delivered something like this, even though it is a lot more different than his other projects, his previous works. He goes a little bit more personal with his personal life. Um, and not only that, he talks about his family, and not only that, but he tells his fan base, "Hey, I'm done being the voice. I'm done being your savior. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm going to be my own. I choose me." He could only do so much, you know? And hey, that is understandable. You know, these artists that we look at, they're not going to save us at the end of the day. Like they're just to entertain us, you know. They're not really something that we should all look up to, even though we could get some things out of these artists, you know. So hey, I love what he said. It kind of reminded me of Kanye West, which I could see the influence of Kanye in this album. Um, Mostly talking about Yeezus and the life of Pablo, because in Yeezus, Kanye talks about the same thing. He talks about the same thing that Kendrick talks about in this album. He is trying to start a movement. He's trying to change people. He's trying to push boundaries. But at the end of the day, he can't do it all if it's just him. So he goes into back to being Yeezus, back to being his character. And at the end of the day, the only person that could save him is the girl at the end on Bound 2, which is Kim. And then on the life of Pablo, Kanye also talks about his family, the rich life, trying to be a man of God, which is kind of essentially the same with this project. Um, I'm telling you, it's like a mixture of both. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked some of these songs for sure. Um, One thing I will say is that Kendrick, his music isn't really like replayable. Most of his music isn't really uh, the type of music you put on your playlist. You know, even though he does have some hits um, throughout his discography, but most of the time you won't be playing it with your friends. And this album is kind of essentially the same. There is a couple of standout tracks that we'll be going back to and playing it on just like a casual setting. But like I said, most of the time his projects is just better off if you just listen to the project and just enjoy it as a project as a whole, which isn't a bad thing. There's artists that make that type of music, which isn't bad at all. I'm not saying that's a bad thing because it's not. The best song on this project has to be Die Hard. That's my personal favorite song on here. And it's the song that I'm probably going to play the most. Love the Blast feature. It's just a catchy song. Gonna be playing it all throughout summer. I also like Savior. That's probably my second favorite with Baby Keem. The beat on that goes hard. The flow goes on hard on that one. Yeah, Kendrick has been hanging out too much with Baby Keem because some of these songs sound like they would be made by Baby Keem. I could easily see that Baby Keem probably influenced Kendrick as well. Um, but yeah, not only that, I also like the last song on here, Mirror. I like that one a lot. I also like Mother I Sober fucking phenomenal track. Also do like Rich Spirit. I like that one. Worldwide Steppers is pretty good, and N95 is also pretty good. Auntie Diaries. I like what he said on that project, even though that obviously is a controversial uh, song, but I did like it. I like what he is trying to say on that song. But yeah, fucking great album. Great album. Not my favorite album of the year. I gave it a couple of good listens. I think I gave it around like 6 listens from front to back. Um, the project is good. I was going to give it an 8 at first, but after I listened to it more and more and more, I'm fine with 7.5 out of 10. It's not his best body of work, but it's not his worst either. It's definitely in the middle of his discography. I feel like the more and more I listen to it, I feel like the more and more I will appreciate this project. Love it. I love that it is a double album, you know. So you could consume the first 9 songs and then later on consume the other 9 songs. Uh, love it. I feel like this one is kind of his most surface level project. I feel like it's easily digestible. You could easily understand what he's saying instead of just like, oh, what is he trying to say? You know, like on Damn, it was kind of more harder to understand like what he was going for. I feel like this one is just straight to the point. And yeah, is it worth it to buy on vinyl CD or are you better off streaming the project? Honestly, it's really worth it to buy the CD. Probably even the vinyl if you're a fan of Kendrick. I say go ahead and buy both. But for me, if I were to buy one, probably buy the CD. Just the CD. I don't really think I need this on vinyl. Um, although Die Hard and Savior would sound amazing on vinyl. But yeah, that is it. That is all I have for today. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. Let me know what's your thoughts on this project. I would like to know, uh, did it live up to the hype? Was it good? Was it great? Is it album of the year? Let me know. Hopefully Kendrick releases more and more since now he's out of his label. So, but yeah, I will be going to the tour. That's for sure. That's for sure. I will be going to the tour. But other than that,